Hey guys, welcome to a new review. Now this time I'm going to be reviewing an old Star Wars Jawa Sandcrawler playset, I guess. And I decided to do this because of the release of the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to Star Wars now, just because of how bad the prequels were and stuff, so I'm not looking forward to actually seeing how bad it is or how good it is, really. I don't really feel like they should have made another Star Wars movie. I feel like it should have just kind of stayed where it was, but, it's not horrible, and if this movie is good, then I'll eat my hat and I'll just say I'm very sorry. But, moving on from there, this is a really nice piece here. Now, I believe this was created for, the kids who couldn't afford that huge Sandcrawler vehicle. You would need something else. Now, is this better than that? No, because it's just basically a plastic piece, some cardboard, and then this weird cup. But I think it's still neat, and it serves its purpose, which, not many Star Wars things serve their purpose so much anymore. Let me take my camera off my tripod for this review. Now this is a 1979 playset by Kenner, and of course I don't have the original Ewok, or Jawas, so I had to use my newer ones, but that doesn't really matter. As for just how it looks up front, it works great as a diorama. Just take a look there. Yeah, you definitely see the scale of the Sandcrawler there, yeah. And then you can see all the little Jawas around it. And then, if you look at it in a certain way, it does look like it's huge. So, yeah, I think this is good. Now, of course, kids couldn't afford the huge Sandcrawler probably, or maybe their parents didn't want that huge thing in their house, so they got their kids this. And really, if I was around back then, I wouldn't mind. This is serviceable for that, and really I've never been into vehicles, so moving it around would not be my big thing. So, yeah, I think this is worthy. Let me get the figures off this set so we can take a look at the sculpt of the base here, which is a weird hollow plastic. And then this also combines a few different scenes from the Star Wars movie. It has the scene here when R2-D2 was captured by the Jawas, and the Jawa came out of the little cave there, one shot him, and then it actually has some effects for doing that, which I will show you in a second. Then it has the escape pod that landed, and R2-D2 and C-3PO were in that. So that's that there, and then it's got the Sandcrawler that they were having their flea market, and that's what they had going on there. So yeah, it combines 3 different parts of the movie, and that's pretty neat. So first off, it has some tread marks from the Sandcrawler here, which is sculpted in there fairly nicely. The way it's sculpted, it does look like it's sand, I think. Just let me see if I can get a close look. Why is it going yellow? Yeesh, okay. Ugh, my camera can't take in all these colors. But yeah, it's sort of grainy. It's not nowadays they'd make it extremely grainy and it would look much better, but that's not really a problem. Then the cave here's got no bottom, and the inside's not really sculpted, it's just the outside sculpt showing in through. It's got some peg holes here, there, and there, as well as over here. Then a couple more over there. Gee, there's a pile of something there. So yeah, this main base here is it's okay. But I suppose the biggest draw would be the little actions that has to it. Here we can enact the scene where, let's see, I think he goes, which way is this turn? Okay, so you can sort of reenact the scene where a Jawa shoots R2-D2 with some sort of electrical thing. Yeah. they always have stupid little gimmicks and stuff on things. This one, it's okay. I mean, you could really just knock over your own R2-D2 and it would turn out basically the same, but, you know, they have to do something, otherwise this would just be a solid piece, and that's not very easy to sell to kids. Yeah. It also seems like if he just had this as a turntable, he could have knocked the R2-D2 over, and it would have done the same thing, but whatever. See, the way this works is, as you turn the base here, or this thing here, it makes this part move, and then this part eventually, like, causes a latch to snap this up here, which you would put your R2-D2 on. Now let's see what that looks like without the R2-D2. So yeah, it's very hard to see, actually. Kind of feels like I'm going to break it. This is pretty old, so I wouldn't be shocked if it did break, but let me get some focus back here. Let's take a look at the escape pod real quick. It's really weird. It's just like a cup. I mean, if someone gave this to you and said it's an antique Star Wars sipping cup, you probably would not be too shocked. But there are a few things that keep it different from a cup, like it has a hole down there, which an escape pod wouldn't have, but whatever. It's got its jets there, or jets in quotations, I guess. That's supposed to be the propulsion area. Then there's that nice little window. More little holes in it. I don't know why so many holes, but mine still has most of its original stickers, and that looks nice. Not much sculpted detail. I mean, there's just like some paneling and stuff on the sides, on the top. So this piece is actually not too bad. It's not accurate to the movie, I'm sure, but it serves its purpose, which is more than you can say for most things. And with this cup, you have to be really careful because it has that plastic part here. Instead of having some sort of hinge, it's just a flap, which usually these things get a white line across them and then start breaking off. But mine is actually in really good condition, so I have to be careful opening this up. And I won't open it all the way so that I don't stress it. There's the inside of the cup, and then here's the bottom of the inside. I've got a loose sticker in there. Yeah, it's just got 2 peg holes for putting a figure's feet in there, that open window, and then just like a control panel. So let me grab a vintage C-3PO and stick them in there. Not as easy as it seems one-handedly. I don't know if there would actually be room for another figure in there, like the vintage R2-D2. I couldn't find out because I don't actually own one, but I can stick a new R2-D2 in there, which, you know, that wouldn't really help, so why not? It's probably really crowded in there. Yeah, looks like a soup can. Okay, and then you can have your adventures there. They can crash in here. And then I'm not sure where this sticker goes or anything. It looks like it's got sections of stickers. This is probably something rare. No idea. Does this actually go to that? I don't really know. This just came with it when I bought it. So yeah, let me take them out of there. So that's the escape pod, and it's got a nice sculpted area there so you can just lean it in. Let me put this sticker back in. Okay, now next we're going to take a look at the cardboard part, which is probably the weakest part of the set, but the most needed part, because without that, this would look wrong. Like, let me just give you a look here. This wouldn't look right without that, would it? It needs a backdrop. Yeah, but with that said, let's take a quick look at the back of this beast. Yeesh. Yeah, it's cardboard, so over the years it just gets really wrecked. As you can see, it's just like fraying in different areas and stuff, bending. And then in here, there's like nowhere to set a figure. I guess you could stick a figure in there for like no reason, but you wouldn't be able to see it or anything. Like, yeah. Yeah, so it's not really serviceable for a vehicle, but as a backdrop, I'd say it's 100% usable. And then its painting on it is fairly nice. I'd say it's good. I'm missing one of these supports here. I do have it, but I lost it somewhere. I'll have to find that. It's got its nice, I guess that's like a tread wheel or whatever, tank thing. I'm not sure. Whatever that is. It's got some machinery work down there. And then, of course, if you go underneath, you can just see that it's cardboard. Nothing great there. Wants to fall over. It's got a plastic part here, and that works for transporting figures upward. Of course, it had a peg there, but that broke off because this is really old. 1979, that's way before I was born. Not to make some of you feel old. I'm sorry. But yeah, pretty solid paint. I like the orange color they used here. It looks very bright. The only problem is, of course, over time, this has gotten really wrecked up. And, you know, that doesn't look 100% for reals. But it does kind of give a 3D look. I'm not sure if this is the look that they should have gone for. Maybe if they had this part slanted so it built into these. Instead, it seems like the middle part's jutting out. And then these are things off to the side, which it probably shouldn't look like. At least I think this back should like lead this far, but whatever. This is obviously made on the real cheap, and I'm not sure what this retailed for originally, but my guess is probably like a quarter of the price the Sandcrawler was. That's probably pretty accurate. So let me stick a figure on here. Let's see how he transports after all these years of wear and stuff, especially without the even peg hole. Let's see how this works. Okay, so not gonna work too easily, especially since this isn't even an original figure. Okay, so it lifts all the way up, and then you would see the figure through there. Let me see if I can sort of get some tack over here or something. I use tacky. It works perfectly for everything. You want to use super glue, but you don't want to destroy stuff? Just use tacky. Works great. Okay. Okie dokie. Now we have the figure stuck on there. Damn camera. Okay. Now lift him up and getting a little stuck up here. Oi. I'd imagine this wasn't as hard when he first came out, but this set is just extremely old. For a cardboard set, I mean, this thing is way past its due date to just be thrown away or recycled. Yeah, so you lift him up and he comes up there and you can see him through the little window, see? So it's a little elevator, and I suppose kids probably got a real kick out of that back in the day, but nowadays kids would probably say that's really stupid or something and then go play on their computer or whatever. Damned kids. I'm not really a kid like that. I've never been. I'm not a video game player or a phone person. My phone is still a flip phone. But, you know, that doesn't really give me all the rights to judge people, because if I did have a modern phone or whatever, I probably would play on it. Okay. That's pretty much all I can say for this set. Would I recommend getting it? I'm not sure if it goes for a lot of money, but if you are able to find it cheap, I would get it because it does give a sense of nostalgia. It really gives you the feeling like watching the original movie. And if you have Jawas and you want to display them, this is a great way. I happen to own quite a few Jawas. I've got like an army building thing going on here. I'm not sure why, but yeah. I really like them for some reason. It's just, there's so much mystery to them, and you can sort of create whatever story you want because they haven't been established in the Star Wars universe. And yeah, overall, I say this set is, out of 5 stars, I would give it 3. So it's not good, it's not extremely bad, it's just somewhere in the gray area there. If you grew up with this is probably something that you definitely would want, and you would probably hate me for putting it down, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, well, that's my review. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to check out other videos. Make sure to comment if you want to see more Star Wars reviews from me. Make sure to tell me so. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.